preparing. I'm excited. I haven't done this in a long time.
I know this has been a long time. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to find you.
It's live.
Okay.
We on live. Very good. It's
Very,
saying on here
very.
preparing. All right. Hello out there. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon in the United States. Here in Nigeria, it is almost 9 p.m., but we wanted to jump on live with Coach Venus. I'm sure you all have seen our posts. We are celebrating 100 books with IBG Publications. Cutoff is the book. So we wanted to get on and help Coach Venus promote, celebrate. What number book is this for you, Coach Venus? How many books does this give you?
So this is embarrassing, but I have written so many, I have lost count. I've lost. I can remember a count at 13, but I don't know. And I guess
Okay.
that's something that I really need to like really look into.
All
Because
right,
the
no
thing is,
problem.
some of them are no longer available.
Mm.
And that's for personal reasons. I won't go into that. But yeah.
All right, very good. Well, we're here because we want to celebrate. Do us a favor, like, share, tag the video, get someone on who needs motivation. Maybe they need to get their book done in 2026. We have actually done 100 since, it's actually more than 100, but officially published to the public because some of my books are not on, excuse me, they're not on the database for people to buy out in the public space. They're more on a private site. So it's actually more than 100 if you count all the ones I have done
Yeah.
that I have not put out there. But officially for IBG since 2021. So we're in about a 5-year window that we
Hmm.
have done 100 books in a 5-year window. So we've done several for Coach Venus. We did her Suddenly Single books. She's got another book coming soon, Wake Up Tomorrow, which will address
Woo!
suicide prevention. So this book is actually going to lead into that next book. And we're going to talk about that. But I'm not here to blab on and on, but do me a favor again, like, share, tag the video. Inside the description, there is a link. Click on that link, get the book. It's about the Kindle. It's for the Kindle. It's 99 cents, but it will only be 99 cents for a couple more hours. Okay.
Yes.
So you got to go ahead and get it. Let's push her up on that bestsellers list.
Come on.
Right now, we're in the rank of 116, but we want to get inside that 100 mark. So
Yes.
click that link, buy 99 cents until it goes up to $7.99. But that's
Mhm.
enough about all of that. Coach Venus, let's talk about Cut Off. Let's talk about why you wrote the book, and let's just get into it.
Hey, hey, hey. So look, first I want to just address this. Yes, you guys, it's Sunday and I'm bad. I didn't go to church today and I stayed in my PJs. I stayed in my PJs, y'all,
It's cold in
today.
the States. It's cold over there.
We had a -8 going on yesterday, y'all. We had a
Woo!
-8. But listen, like I stayed in my PJ. I was like, should I put on makeup and all that? I was like, no, let's just, hey, let's hang out, right? So
Natural. Do the natural
listen,
thing.
right. So, and not to mention, because we are about to talk about a real subject. Like this subject is uh God, it's so near and dear to me because it's happening to me. We are talking about being cut off from either your children or even your parents. And for some reason, this is a phenomenon. And let me tell you something. It's not just happening here in the States. It is happening in many countries. And it's so
Yeah.
sad that people are now acknowledging this only because there was a celebrity who actually brought this phenomenon up. And it saddens me because I'm not understanding why does it take for a celebrity to bring up an issue for it to be addressed. So I decided we need to write a book about this and get this thing popping and try to figure out if we can nip it in the bud and try to help some people.
Yes, yes. So let's talk about who that celebrity was. That was
Oh,
Oprah.
okay, it was
Yeah.
Oprah.
It was Oprah.
It was
And
Oprah.
I came across that clip before you
Yeah,
decided to write the book.
yeah,
And Oprah, she allowed like 4 or 5 people to talk about how long they have been cut off from their family, why, and
yeah,
all that good stuff. So it was
yeah,
started, the conversation started with her.
yeah,
We're going to make it more personal because we know that's a different platform, but we want to
yes,
get in the face of people who are really dealing with these issues attached to being cut off
yeah,
from their family.
yeah.
So let's share more from the book. Let's share about your
Okay,
experience. Tell
okay.
a little bit about your experience about being cut off.
So, let me just start here. My children, I was a kid raising kids, and I wasn't very bright. I wasn't very smart when it came to raising children. And I did the best that I could. And my example was Leave It to Beaver, and and a whole lot of other TV shows.
You telling your
And
age.
you were right. Okay, I know. Ooh. But here's the thing. When I didn't understand how to handle something, I always referred back to those television shows because within my family, I didn't have those examples. Our narrative in our family is that when somebody is mad at someone, then they cut them off. They're we're no longer speaking to that person, and I think that even falls in the line with that word black sheep. Okay, and I think that's what that means
Hmm.
is because we cut
Yeah,
that person off, we put them on isolated island, and we're not talking to them anymore. Okay,
yeah.
and so with that, my kids, their father went through some issues of his own, and we separated after 10 years of marriage. And my kids yearned for their dad because especially my girls, they were daddy girls. They were just daddy
Hmm.
girls.
Yeah,
And so that my kids didn't have to feel that pain, and so that I didn't have to explain those things to them, without making him look bad, because I was always one like, when my kids grow up they can make a decision for themselves, but I didn't want to make him look bad. So I always overcompensated. I
yeah,
overcompensated
yeah.
with clothes and
Hmm.
jewelry and cars
Hmm.
and sneakers and
Yeah.
all kinds of other stuff. Okay. And so with that, my kids, they grew an entitlement. They really did.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
They felt like they were entitled to those things. They
yeah.
didn't care about why I was doing those things, and they just felt like I'm entitled to it. That's just
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
But let
Yeah.
me tell you, it was probably one of the worst things that I ever did, in reference to raising my children. Um, Overcompensating, because it made them entitled, and as they became adults, they somehow figured like, um, yeah, I'm supposed to still be entitled when that's not the case. So
Yeah.
yeah. And
Wow.
yeah, so my son I have been estranged from my son since 2016. My oldest
Hmm.
daughter, I was estranged from her 2017, and we got back together 3 years later. Um, and then now we're estranged again. So now I have two. I'm estranged from two children and a total of three grandchildren.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's a 10-year mark for your son. That's a whole decade
Yeah,
that
it is. Mm.
yeah, it's a whole decade. And I know that has to pull on your heartstrings, even though it's
Mhm.
not your fault that he decided to estrange himself.
Mhm.
But the book talks about when people cut someone off, cut off
Uh-huh.
versus boundaries.
Right.
People don't know how to properly set boundaries, so they just
Right.
cut you off. They
Right.
just cut.
Exactly.
I don't, they don't, because it forces us to deal with our emotions. It forces us to
Absolutely.
grow up. It
Absolutely.
forces us to mature when we
Absolutely.
properly set a boundary.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about how, people just want to cut you off versus learning to set the boundary.
So I gotta admit that this is something that I'm guilty of because I was
Mm,
the avoidance queen. And I
yeah,
was the avoidance queen because it was so much easier to avoid it and just sort of kind of um baby it,
yeah,
and not have
yeah,
the conversations because I was so afraid of people being mad at me or upsetting people
yeah.
or you not speaking to me, right? And
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
that's a big that see, I really believe that that's the issue.
Yeah,
That we are afraid to have these conversations, and I was.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm when it comes to taking accountability, that's my part in it. I'm accountable um
Yeah.
for what I implanted in my children in reference to this.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So you're taking the ownership,
Mhm.
that this is a repeated behavior that they are
Absolutely.
seeing from you. So you're taking that ownership.
Mhm.
What would you give as advice to other parents that, now that you're looking back over a decade plus, because,
Right.
your children are up in age, so this didn't just start a decade ago.
Hmm.
You admitted to over compensating, you admitted to, they came and became entitled, so how would you give advice to a parent to not have this same, problem or issue?
Yeah. Well, listen, number one, you got to always remember at the end of the day, you are the parent. So, whether you have the answer or not, children are still going to look to you for an answer. Even if you don't have it, go get the answer. Go get it somewhere. That's
Yeah,
our
yeah.
responsibility. Um, I was not responsible with that. In the reference to going to getting the answers. Here's another thing
Mhm.
too. I didn't have the conversations. I didn't have the
Yeah,
conversations with
yeah.
my children, even though I thought I was real with my kids. I still didn't have the conversations that were really pertinent. That I knew that was going to affect them a long time down the road. I just thought if I was the friend and the homegirl and
Mhm.
gave you everything every time you needed it, then
Yeah.
that would say that I'm this bomb parent. Well, that's
Mhm.
just so far from the truth. It's so
Yeah,
far from the
yeah.
truth. I can't even begin to explain it to you. What I would tell
Mhm.
parents, especially now, like if you have smaller children, listen, don't give them everything they want. I see
Right,
parents giving
right.
them tablets and cars
Mhm.
and money
Mhm.
and sneakers.
Mhm.
Sneakers now for one pair is two, three, $500. So you're giving
Wow.
your kids all these
Wow.
things, but that is the recipe for entitlement.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
when a child becomes entitled, don't think that they feel like they're entitled just to everybody else. They feel like they're entitled to you too. And that you should continue to give forever and ever and ever. Amen. Okay. And then as soon as you say, oh, okay, we can't do this no more. Trust me on this. I promise you. I promise you. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be something that you will totally regret. So what do I say to parents? Be a parent, not a friend. There's a time to be a friend. There's a time to be a parent, and I
Mhm.
regret that. Like I wish, and let me tell you something. People think that being a friend. You could be a friend once your kids become adults. No, there's a time and a place for all of that. And I have the two that are not speaking to me. I have a son, 41. The other one, I think she's 39. I can't remember the age. But if I could go back, I would realize that I can't be friends with them. I have to be your parent, because being friends with your children will backfire on you, for real.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That is
Yeah.
so good. You know, I was thinking while you were talking, when you were talking about the recipe for entitlement,
Yeah.
and I know a parent close to myself, when you talked about those $500 shoes and the
Yes.
$1,000 this and that, it really will create a monster
It
in a
will.
child who becomes a grown adult who gets in relationships with those same expectations.
Yeah.
Now, some
Absolutely.
people, yeah, some people say it's good on one side because it teaches them what they deserve, but on the other side, when it's overboard, when it's too much, when it's you never say no, you never show them that they have to earn it
Right.
sometime, then that's what creates the problem.
Absolutely.
you
Absolutely.
know. Yeah. So this is good. This is good stuff. We could probably talk about this for another 2 or 3
Yeah.
hours because
Yeah.
even what's sparking in my mind, entitlement,
Yeah.
children who when they become adults don't want to obey the law, end up in the jail
Absolutely.
system. Like it just can go on and on when we talk
Right.
about that spirit of entitlement. But
Right.
let's talk about the next spinoff book to this. Let's talk about Wake Up
Okay.
Tomorrow and how
All right.
this strain created
Yeah.
the what we're gonna see in the next book.
Yeah. So, the spinoff of it is Wake Up Tomorrow, and it is a book about people who talk about being unalived. Um, and I was one of those people. And let me just go back. So when I was in high school, I had attempted to be unalived. And I had attempted to be unalived because so many things was horrible in my life. And that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. And we'll talk about the upcoming podcast a little bit later because we're going to be discussing that too. But I didn't know no other way to rid of the pain. The pain
Yeah,
was it hurt so bad, that I felt like the only way to end the pain was to unalive myself. So I swallowed a whole bunch of pills, and I woke up the next day and was pissed. I was mad as hell. And not only was I mad, I was sick. And then I still had to go to school. So I never forget going in, talking to my counselor. I told her what I had done. Right. I was so pissed, and I still gotta go to school. Right. So, and I told her what happened and everything. And, it's so crazy. Back when I was growing up, there was no follow up, there was no counseling, there was no, I'm telling your mama. There was
yeah.
this is between me and you type thing. And nothing ever was ever said after that.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
um, I have always battled with depression my whole life, even to this day. I have just learned how to manage it. And I just refuse. I'm not going to take anybody's medication when it comes to depression because I think that when it comes to depression, I think that you need to know why you're depressed. And I don't think medication helps you in some cases. Let me just say that. And I just felt like I knew mine was situational depression. And I knew that if I could understand why I was going through what I was going through, that I could probably help myself more, along with the assistance of a lot of people that love me and my Aunt Ivy. And she loves me too, don't get me wrong, and her too.
Mhm.
So, um, as I was going through this thing, it was difficult. It was difficult.
Yeah.
So, I have learned how to manage my depression. I know what
Mhm.
my triggers are. And I stay
Yeah.
away from them, or I have drawn boundaries there where that I know that'll trigger me. I don't do that. But
Yeah.
I know when I was going through this thing with my estrangement from my children, um,
Mm-hmm.
it made me question everything about me. And when I
Yeah.
say everything, I mean everything. You
Mm-hmm.
know, am I a bad person? Like
Yeah.
when my daughter took my grandchildren away from me, I can understand me and you, we mad. We beefing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But you took my grandchildren and you made them believe something about me that isn't true. And you
Mm-hmm.
destroyed those bonds between us. It started to make me really um like question who I am. Like
Yeah.
everything that I say that I am I that person? Or am I
Mm.
really this horrible
Yeah. Yeah.
person? And I know I was a bad mother, but dang, let me just tell you this. I have phenomenal children. Even though
Mm-hmm.
we're going through what we're going through, they are amazing. I mean, they are smart. I have two kids with several degrees. I have one that's a nurse, and she's a cosmetologist. They are phenomenal parents, with the exception of one. I'm just gonna say that we're gonna leave that there. But it made me question everything, and then it made me wonder, like, why am I here? And I really
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
leave. I was like, I'm just done with this life, you know.
Yeah.
And if my kids don't even have the respect for me, then I can't even expect that other people will have respect for me. Am I who I say that I am? All that stuff
Mhm.
started going through my mind, and I said, the devil is a lie. The devil is a
Mhm.
whole lie, honey.
Mhm.
The
That's
devil is
right.
a whole lie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write about this, and we are going to talk about this thing about not wanting to be here on this earth and wanting to be unalived. We're going to talk about this,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
definitely wrote a book about it because people always see me and they think that, oh, she's so happy and and all this and the other, and they don't even know in the back of my mind I'm thinking I don't want to be here,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And people always have this cookie cutter idea about what someone who has became unalived, what they what they was thinking and feeling. Let me tell you something, I've been there. You could plan the whole next year out, talk about, oh, I'm going here and I'm gonna build this and I'm gonna do that and that. All in the back of your head. You said tomorrow I'm gone, like I'm leaving here
Yeah.
tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's a myth what people is thinking about this thing about being unalive, and you unaliving yourself. So I just
Mhm.
want to let
Mhm.
people know it is a myth, and that's the reason why I decided to write about it. And not to mention, I'm going through some personal things inside my family, that's happening, and that people don't understand. That like you think that there's always some clue, or somebody showed a sign. It's not always like
Mhm.
that. It just
That's
isn't.
true.
It just
Yeah.
shows up one
Yeah.
day, and you be like, well, what? Wait, what happened? You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
what did I do
Mhm.
wrong? And what did I
Yeah.
miss? Sometimes you didn't miss anything,
Right.
you
Right.
know? Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Because,
Yeah.
when people unalive themselves, the family and friends automatically go on a guilt trip.
They go on a guilt
What did,
trip and they think, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
What didn't I see? What did I
Yeah.
miss? Why didn't I see the signs? And then that
Yes.
puts, everybody else in a different place as well.
Yeah.
So it's a topic that we definitely are addressing in your
Yeah.
next book, because we
Absolutely.
want some people to wake up tomorrow,
I
to
want you to
be
wake up
here.
tomorrow. If you could just
Yeah.
wake up tomorrow, we can
Hmm.
get through that day. And then if you wake up
Yeah.
again tomorrow, we can get through that day. And then wake up one more
Hmm.
time and we can get through that day.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
what you do not want to do is create a permanent solution for a temporary problem. You just don't
Hmm.
want to do that. It's temporary. We're
Hmm.
going to go through shit.
Hmm.
Excuse my language. We're going to go through stuff in life. We are
Hmm.
going to go through stuff in life. It will not feel good. It's going to hurt. It's gonna make you cry. It's gonna make you throw
Yeah.
things, all that
Yeah.
good stuff. But all you need to do is 24 hours. If you can go wake up tomorrow, we can address some other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good stuff. We're gonna wrap it up because, like I said, we
Okay.
could go hours and
For
hours.
real.
Um, but inside of the description, there is a link. Please click the link. I'm gonna put the link inside of the comments as well, so you all can get out there, get this book. She's got the book in her hands. You can see the book behind me. It is called Cut Off. That's what we're on here talking about today is Cut Off. And so you want to go ahead out there, get it on Kindle for a few more hours. It will be 99 cents because we've already changed the price on it. But for a few more hours, it will be 99 cents. We want to get her into that bestseller rank. We close. So just click the link, get it, 99 cents. You don't even get a coffee for 99 cents.
Oh.
So you get this whole book that has been personally crafted to help relationships between parents. That's a category that we're in, relationships with parents. We want to get this pushed up. Not just that, but because you need it. If you are estranged, you know someone who's estranged, buy it. You can gift it on Amazon. You don't have to read it. We want you to read it, but you need to help somebody who needs to understand why
Right.
they're estranged, why they're having a hard time making boundaries, what that
Yes.
looks like, entitlement, so all
Yes.
that good stuff. Coach Venus, what's some last words you'll share with our viewers before we
Well,
cut off?
listen, listen. This book is very important to me. It's near and dear to my heart. It not only help with parent and child relationship, it do help in all relationships. Another thing too is no February 17th. We are rebirthing couch conversations. We are going to be deep diving into this book. We're going to deep dive into this conversation about boundaries, entitlement, and estrangement, and the no contact, because that's what these millennials use, the no contact thing. And that's the word that they changed it to, y'all know, right?
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
and we are going to actually sort of kind of touch on our new book about Wake Up Tomorrow. And so I'm excited about that. And the cutoff is going to be a 4-part series, and we're going to be talking about that. And I'm excited. I'm just excited. I'm very, very excited for this.
Yes, 2020. You are off to a rolling start in 2026. So we are super proud of you and all your progress and
Thank
all
you.
that good stuff. Where can people find you online, Facebook, social media? Where can people find you online?
hmm So you can find me online. Facebook is Venus Chandler. TikTok is Venus Chandler. On Instagram, the only reason why I couldn't use Venus Chandler, girl, is somebody else took that. But anyway, it's called The Real Venus. The Real Venus. The Real Venus Chandler 111. And yeah, and you can always, let me put my phone number out here. It is 330 696 and you can also email us at www.kentsuchitransformations.net. Okay? There we go.
Give me your number one more time. Wait a minute. I'm
Mhm.
gonna put it in the comments.
Okay.
330 6.
696
Uh-huh.
2260.
2260.
Mhm.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes, yes,
for
yes, yes,
joining
yes,
us,
yes, yes.
Coach Venus. This was very
Okay.
impromptu, which is what I wanted it to be. I didn't want to, I just wanted to jump on. So whoever did not catch us live, you can catch the replay. I do want to acknowledge those who did get on. Coach Mel Spears. She's now got a new name, Coach Mel Spears. Her book
Okay.
is coming up with us,
Ooh.
Growing Up in Christ. So her book is coming.
Mm.
Sunshine, my son out of Kaduna, Nigeria, was on with
Okay.
us. We thank you. And also Bernice Loman. She is over Loman Creative Services. So we thank everybody who joined us live. I saw my cousin Jerry was on. I saw another cousin Sandra was on, Sandra Vaughn. So thank you to those. If I didn't see you, I'm sorry if you were there. But nevertheless, did I put my hand up? Lord, how that happen?
Like, what you raising your hand
Um,
for?
exactly. But if I didn't catch you live, catch the replay, put hashtag replay, share this video, especially for someone who needs to hear it. If you're looking for a publisher, contact us on ibgpublications.com as well as IBG Publications on Facebook and Instagram. Inbox, we will respond and help you with your publishing needs because we're going on over to the 200, 300, 400 mark. We're not
That's
stopping
right.
here. All right, everybody. God bless you. Perhaps we'll come back with our next author and chat it up and let you hear some more great conversation. But
Yes.
thank you for joining us. We appreciate you and have a wonderful day.
Bye,
Happy new month.
Bookies.
Happy new month. Happy new month. Okay, how do I stop this? I don't know how to stop it. I'm just gonna shut it down. God bless y'all. Have a good evening.
Bye.